Hello. I just made this video and then my computer crashed and I thought, well, must be time for me to do this video again. So, a long time ago, I used to make videos on my webcam or even just on my phone, and I'd be outside under a tree, up a tree sometimes, or in a car. And I would feel this energy moving through me, and it'd be a message to speak. And I would turn on the video, I'd turn on the webcam, and I would just speak it. And it felt like communion, and it was like drinking tea together. And I could share about spirit and life and angels and whatever was wanting to float through me. I felt like an empty vessel for words to pour out. And then somewhere along the way, I got told so many times by business coaches and teachers that I needed to stop doing that, and that I needed to be more polished, and that I needed to stop using my webcam and stop rambling and start editing my videos and have a clearer picture of what I was going to say in that video, and I was going to have really witty titles that drew you in and positioned me as an expert. And I went out and I bought fancy cameras and fancy video recorders and fancy video lights, and I built myself a fancy video studio. And I didn't make videos. All of a sudden, it felt like the lights were too hot, and I would get all sweaty and I wouldn't know what to say. And it seemed too hard. I felt like all the equipment placed a barrier between you and me. And I'm no longer willing to do that. So if you need videos that are really polished and really edited, you might need to go look somewhere else, because I don't think I can. I don't think it's the right fit for me and my soul. And I just want to create, and I want to communicate, and I want to share my experience without any barriers. And I forgive myself for getting confused there. And I really missed this. Yeah, I've really missed this. So I'm not sure what's changed, what's brought me back to myself. I think it's all manner of things. I think coming here to Tasmania has been a real blessing. I felt so connected to my soul and to creativity than I have in a really long time, since I left Canberra, which was 5 years ago. And I don't know why that's the case, but I know that the energy of the southern states is so much better for me, which is strange because I was born in North Queensland. I thought that was it, that was home, and yet I went back and I didn't flourish there. And I've realised, it's not about my ancestors' stories, and it's not about my family stories. It's about what's actually true and right for me. And I am hopeless with keeping secrets. I just can't. I feel like I've got a secret in my face and I can't tell you. I and my family are moving again. I know. We're actually going back to Canberra. And I cannot even begin to explain how much I love Canberra and why it's so good for us. And it's taken me 5 years to realise that it's my home. It's actually my home. I may not have been born there, but it's my home. And that's where I want to take my girls to, and that's where I want to raise them, and I want to be around all my best friends. And we don't have supportive, healthy families to be around, and so our community is our family. And I'm no longer willing to be alone in the world and do this alone anymore. And I know I'm not alone, but I'm choosing to say yes to the community that has so much support for me and so many beautiful souls, and my very first women's circle. And that when Ostara and Bethany have their first bleeds, I'll be able to take them and do a first moon sacred circle with my mentors, and we get to take them to all the galleries that we spent so many happy years traipsing around, and we get to walk them to our favourite places in Tibimbilla, and places that have always been deep support to me and Chris's soul. And it's been a really long time since we felt home and safe in the world, and we've been looking for it. We've been really actively looking for it. And Tasmania has been beautiful, and we're not running away from it. We are just running to the home that we didn't realise was our home. So there we go. No, I don't love moving. No, I never thought that I would have made this many moves in the last 5 years. I made each one thinking that it was going to be the last one. And I hope that this Canberra one will be the last one. We shall see. I think it will be. Oh, look, it's Women's Circle. I always like to joke, it's Women's Circle when you walk in and there's like tissues like strewn around the room. You always know it's Women's Circle when there's tissues everywhere. So, we've put an offer in on the house, and I'm hoping that that's the one that we purchase, and if it doesn't work out, then we'll find another one, and we'll grow our roots down solid into that beautiful Canberran soil. It's like a real blessing. And I want to share this with you. So my darling friend Deb, I met her when I was 20 years old. She is nurturing, and she is joy, and she is love, and she is humour, and she is a deep, deep, deep soul sister. And she has been my spiritual women's circles mentor. She has taught me, she's, one of my top 3 teachers that I've ever had. I can't even communicate how much that means to me. And she said, when I told her that last week that we were moving back, it all happened overnight. For some reason, I woke up in the middle of the night, and I said, and we had not even been discussing it. And I said to Chris, "Oh my God, we're actually supposed to be in Canberra." And he said, "Oh my God, you're right." And 6 days later, we bought a house. It's not a spontaneous decision. Well, it is a spontaneous decision, but it's something that this is the 3rd time that we have decided to move back to Canberra. It's just one of those things that keeps calling us back. Anyway, so I told Deb, and she said, "Oh my God, I knew you were coming back." And she is a massage therapist, a kahuna massage therapist, and on top of all of the other beautiful things that she is. And she said a couple of days before I told her, she was massaging someone, and as that person was on the table, she said it kept shape-shifting into me, and she kept on feeling like it was me. And in her mind's eye, she kept on saying to herself, "Leonie, just take all of this. I know this isn't you, but I'm sending you so much love and nurturing and healing because I know you need it. And I'm sending it to across the ocean to you. And, I know you're not here, but accept it, open up and accept all this energy that I'm sending you." And she said very, very clearly, she heard my voice in her head saying, "Don't worry, I'll be here in a couple of months." And I will be in a couple of months. So I'll be able to go to my darling, darling Deb's house, and she'll make me a cup of tea, and then she'll give me a massage, and we will talk, and we will cry, and we will laugh and laugh and laugh. My dear friend Helena, who's one of my oldest friends, I met her on my first day of boarding school when I was 16. She is in Canberra as well, and she is just about to have her second baby, and I think we'll be able to get there before baby's born, and I'm so excited to be able to support her during that journey. I'm so excited about connecting with all of my friends there again. And my darling bestie Sonia, who it'll be just down the road again. She lives in Sydney, and when we were living in Canberra, it was our thing. Like every few months, Sonia would say, I'm coming, and she would get on a bus on Friday night and come and stay at our house, and we would have a house party, and we would drink tea, we would make art, we would pull oracle cards, and we would talk and talk and talk, and we would go on adventures and eat cupcakes, and it was just the bee's knees. And I know that time has passed, and I know that I have children now, but the mere thought that this is going to be my new reality is blowing my fucking mind, man. Like, since we left Canberra, we've only had a couple of friends come and visit us, and so it's been like, we see our mates, I don't know, once a year for a day or 2 or 3 max, and now I'm just going to see them all the time. And that's really lovely, and I love that my kids get to grow up with their kids, and my darling boss, my cubicle buddy Lily, she's a Virgo. I can't not tell you that she's Virgo, because to say she's a Virgo explains everything. And I'll just say that if you've got Christmas presents that need wrapping, get Lily to do it. She just folds things over so beautifully in a way that I am incapable of as a messy Scorpio. So she's kind of like, Lily's like the perfect Virgo to my Scorpio. We have a lot of fun together. So it's just really nice knowing that we're going back to a lot of love and a lot of people who know us, and that we don't have to tell them like who we are. A lot of people that know my darling husband, all his mates are there, and we've been on a really big adventure, and now it feels like we're going home, and I'm really excited to see what we create there. One of my mastermind buddy lives there. It's going to be fucking great. I'll be close to Sydney so I can go to some conferences and shit. I don't know, whatever. The world just gets a little bit more open. And that's not to say Tasmania isn't anything but beautiful, because it is. Holy shit, it's beautiful. It's really beautiful. It's just realizing, these are my values and these are Chris's values, and Canberra is actually a better alignment to those values. And we're really serious, and my husband's even more serious than me, about making sure that our kids get the qualities that we want them to have. And we want them to have, this is going to sound really funny, a real security and groundedness. And that sounds really funny because obviously we've moved around so much in the last 5 years. This will be the 5th move. All right, this will be the 5th move in 5 years. And it's because, my husband grew up as an army brat. His dad was in the army, so he moved around constantly for his whole schooling career. And so he is super, super, super determined to make sure that our kids don't have to go through that. He wants to make sure as soon as they're in school, that's it for the rest of their schooling career. So it's really us making a decision, okay, where do we want to be for the next 20 years as both of our daughters go through school? And what is going to be the right educational fit for that? What's going to be the thing that most supports and nurtures them so that any interest they have, they can develop it? Canberra's a really good fit for that. And will we have and will they have a community that is a constant? And we know that in Canberra they already have that, and we already have that. And I think most importantly, it's something that we have to embody for ourselves and show our kids. Like, this is what it's like to have long-term friends and support and love surrounding you. So that's the kind of journey that we've been on. We tried finding that with our respective families of origin, and it just wasn't the right fit for us for many reasons, and didn't resonate with our values. And I've talked a little bit about it. It can be really hard to detach from your family of origin and realize that you've got different values, and that there might be mental health stuff there that isn't being taken care of properly, and that it's just not healthy. Not healthy, happy, gentle situations to be in. And so it's certainly not something that I wanted my daughters to be around and feel like that was normal. So we've really tried to set out and make our own, gentle, happy experience. And me and Chris have, and I'm really proud of us for doing that, creating a loving marriage that we've really had to fucking build. It didn't come to us ready-made. I know very, very few people who have a good marriage ready-made. We definitely had to learn, and I cannot thank our relationship counsellor enough for teaching us how to do it, because let's face it, none of us really know how to have amazing relationships. Often we grow up and we see our parents' marriages, and they may not always be the best at having a loving, supportive marriage or communicating. And so we pick up all these habits of what we think a marriage should be, or a relationship should be, or friendship should be. And then we come up against hard bits and we're like, why the fuck is this so hard? And we realize, oh, maybe what I've picked up isn't actually good medicine. Maybe I haven't learned how to do this healthily. And so me and Chris both had to learn from the ground up how to even talk to each other. And this was 10 years into our relationship. When our daughter was just a baby and we were at crisis point, we're like, a baby really forced us to confront that we weren't on each other's team and weren't good at talking to each other. I always laugh. I remember our relationship counsellor gave us this list of communication blockers. Like if somebody's trying to tell you something and you do things like interrupt or roll your eyes or look away or tap on your keyboard or object or say but, any of those things. And he was like, so just, circle the couple of things that, you really know that you do. And Chris went through and he, circled the two things that he does. And I was looking at it going, yeah, that's really true. That's Chris is right on with knowing where he blocks. And then I looked at the long list and I was like, I am just going to circle that whole thing. I was a fucking master communication blocker. Like, I was a fucking ninja. Like, you want to tell me about your feelings? No, pew, 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 pew. I will make you feel very uncomfortable about having feelings because I will have none of it. Positive feelings only. Positive feelings only. And I had this huge, massive aversion to hearing negative stuff, what I perceived as negative. When it wasn't negative, it was just somebody having feelings. It's okay to have feelings. So that was really fascinating to realize, oh my God, I don't allow Chris to have his emotions. I tell him he shouldn't be feeling that. That was an amazing insight to have. And, Chris had his own insights, and bless his heart, the relationship counsellor told him where he was fucking up in the relationship, and Chris is like, you're right. I copped that right on the chin, and I changed that this instant, and he has. So I think that commitment to change is something very, very special. And I feel like, whatever challenges me and Mr. Dawson go through in the future, I think we should be able to get through them because I'm committed to change. I'm committed to healing my shit. I'm excited when I find out about my own shit. I'm like, really? Very true. No wonder this is, where I have these knocking up against a brick wall. And Chris loves to change as well. He's totally cool with going, yep, I need to get over my shit. I'll take care of this is my shit and I will take care of it. So I'm very grateful for him for that. So that is the journey of that story. At some point I will need to stop this video because I don't think I can upload lots of big ones to YouTube. Maybe I'll even publish this as a podcast too. That would be fun, right? I hope it would be fun. I'd enjoy that. So, really, this is just me saying hi again. It's Leonie. I really miss doing this. I'm sorry I went away for a bit. I got a bit confused. And I think that's okay. I think we all go through these pendulums of thinking that we need to do things a certain way and then realising, actually, that's not how I want to do things. So, yeah. I'd say let me know what you think. And I'd love to hear from you. And I would say, if you want more of these, let me know. But you know what? I'll probably just keep doing them anyway, even if you don't tell me. It's just going to be one of those things. I might just start making videos. They may not always be this long. We'll see. They could be. I don't know. I ramble a lot. I'm doing periscopes lately. I love a good periscope. I love connecting with you lot. It does feel a little bit strange though because it goes away. I'm not a fan of that. I like just to be able to post something and it's a permanent thing. I'm thinking. So, yes. I think too sometimes I feel a little bit like restricted sometimes because in the beginning it was just you and me, you know, and it was like only 10 of us. I felt like it was only 10 of us. And it was really nice. It felt like a really safe place on the internet. And, you know, as I've shared the last couple of days, where I started getting trolled and I've turned off comments on a lot of things or heavily moderated other ones with my staff members because, I can't bear dealing with awful toxic shit thrown my way because it knocks me about too much, and I'm wondering how can I get back to that place where I can connect with you lot and not see, the rest of the shit. So I'm just voicing that because I feel like once I've voiced it, then maybe some answers will come to me. Maybe you guys will have answers. That'd be really nice. Yeah. I just want to just take a deep breath. And say I'm feeling a little bit nervous. Also very calm, which is nice. And I feel like I'm tender, but also that tenderness is being met with love. And love from me, and I can feel love from you guys as well. And that's really sweet. And I'm grateful for that. Thank you. So I want to just choosing a crystal. Here we go. This is a beautiful piece of fluorite. It is purple, and then it's got a chunk of green this way, and this is for mental clarity, and I just find it very healing as well. Feels to me like amethyst and jade mixed together. It's beautiful. So I just want to say thank you so much for being here, and I'm sending you love and blessings, grace, peace, abundance, joy, and a return to self. And so may it be. Blessing be your journey. Mwah. I'm sending you love, love, love. And I hope you have a wonderful day, and I'll talk to you soon.